Hi guys, Brad Roby here, software trainer at Iceberg Digital. Today we're going to go through the selling and letting of your property. So we're going to talk about getting all the property details on there, making it ready for the market, seeing how the property matching works and how that's beneficial for you, booking the viewings, going right through to the sales progression. Let's get on with it. Okay guys, so if we're going to sell or let a property, first of all we need to be instructed. Now, as we know, we can be instructed from the market appraisal presentation. Or, traditionally they may just call you up or come into the branch of the office and just say, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm ready for you to instruct me. We're ready to be instructed. Okay, so to change the status of the property, we go to the property status here. We're at proposal sent, obviously. We've sent out our market appraisal. Now we're just waiting for the answer. So we go change property status, go down and we go to instructed us. Okay, we change that status. Now we're at the stage of instructed us. Now is the time to get all your contracts in, your bits and bobs, and your finalising done. Okay, once we've done that, okay, then we convert the property into an instruction. Okay, so to do that, we just change the status again. Change property status. Then we have the big button here, convert to instruction. Okay, click that. Now it's really important to keep up to date with your statuses, okay, with your properties. Even after you've sent out your market appraisal, if they instruct somebody else or anything like that, they decide not to sell, keep your property statuses up to date. It's very important, okay? One reason is it just makes your system look cleaner. You know where everything is, okay? Everything's up to date. You know what the status is of each property. And two is, some statuses can trigger journeys again, okay? So if you have an audience set up for people who have instructed a competitor, okay, once that status has been changed, you can send that person on a journey and send them hyper-targeted content such as things like, are you happy with your agent? Okay, what to do if the sale of your property is stalled or something like that. Keep them aware of your brand and let them know that you're still here. That can only be done once the status is changed and they go into that audience. So just a note to keep on top of your property statuses. Okay. So now we have changed this into an instruction. Okay, we can see that where we had market appraisal before, it now says instructions, and we're on hold. And that's good. We want to be on hold because we've still got to get our property pictures in there, our EPCs, our advert descriptions, and things like that. Okay, we need to get this property ready for the market before we make it available. So the first thing I would do is I would want to get all my photos in. I would want to do my EPCs. I would want to get any media links that I want on the property on there. Okay, and to add all this media, we go to the tab called Media. Self-explanatory. Now this is really super simple to do, guys. Okay, so first of all, we have our property photos. Super simple to upload these. We're allowed up to 33 photos. That's a Rightmove requirement. So we click browse your files. Okay, we go to pictures. And we add in some pictures of our property. Doesn't matter which order that they go in. We can always change that later. Up to 33, remember that. Let's get some more in there. And that should be enough. Open. There we go. Okay. So as I said before, it's not really that important in which order you send these photos in, okay? Because we can just grab these little black lines next to the photo, we can drag it over to where we want to be, let it go, and there we have it. Okay, that's that. We can also change the name of the photo just by clicking the little box with a pencil in it. Okay, and then we can move on to our floor plans. We're allowed up to 33 floor plans as well. That works exactly the same. Let's get one in here. Okay. Brochures, if you have a brochure, you can get that in. It works exactly the same. EPCs, it works exactly the same. With EPCs now, we can upload a JPEG or a PDF. Okay. Okay, there we have an EPC. Now, private documents. Private documents are not client-facing. Okay, they're for your eyes only. They might be things like licenses or something like that. Nobody's ever going to see them apart from you. Okay, so they're not client-facing. Any private documents, get them in on there. You can have up to 15 of those. Any media documents, it works exactly the same. And we also have media links. Okay. So to add a media link, we just click the button Add Media Link. Okay, type in the name of whatever it is. Then we choose a type. It could be a virtual tour, a video, or other. Now, virtual tours show as the third photo, and the videos show as the final photo, just the same as Rightmove. Now, say we had a virtual tour. It was maybe a Matterport link or something like that. We would just take the web link of the Matterport, enter it in here where it says link, click save, and it'd be done. The video could be like a YouTube video or something. Take the web address again of that YouTube video, add it into the link, and click save, and that's done. That is your media. Okay, so now we've added our media, we've added our property photos, and we've added in our EPCs and any media and anything like that. Now we want to check the details of the property. We want to make sure that we've got the right bedrooms and stuff, we're showing the right address, we are looking in the right location on the map. We can add in our property features, our key bullet points, and add in our full advert description. Okay, so to add all these details and to check these details, we go to the tab named Details. Okay, so in the Details tab, okay, we can check the vendor details. Okay, we can add new vendors in. If we find out there's another vendor, we can edit the vendor's details if we need to. We can enter in a tenant's details, and what this is good for is when it comes to sending out viewing appointment confirmation, we can also send any tenant that's in that property, we can also send them confirmation of an appointment just to let them know that somebody's coming to the house. So we just add in a new contact there for the tenant. Property info. Okay, so this is our property type, our bedrooms, any parking, price qualifiers. Okay, check the price. Over on the right, we've got the address, and then we have the display address. So the display address is what's going to show on the portals, for example, Rightmove, Lifecycle Search, On the Market, and Zoopla. Now, what Lifecycle will automatically do if you do not enter anything into the display address? Lifecycle will automatically remove the house number and just leave the rest of the address. Oral Road, Oral Wigan, Lancashire WN5 8QU. Okay. Obviously, if you enter something into the display address, then of course it's going to pull that up instead. But if you don't enter anything into the display address, then it's just going to take the number away from the full address and put the rest in for you. You can also check the fee type here. Once we've checked all that, remember to click save if you've made any changes. Now we have the map. Okay, we can check where we are on the map, especially with new builds and some things like that. You may end up here, you know, it's not been done properly on Google Maps yet. Just always worth having a look. Just grab the pin, move it to where you want it to be, and click save. Okay, and that will translate to all the portals and the lifecycle search. Next, we have our property features. Okay, so these are like those 10 juicy bullet points that you see on some of the portals, which try and get people to click on the property. So I'm just going to enter some quick ones in now. Okay, I'm sure yours will be better than mine. Okay, click save. Remember, save is your friend. Then we go to the advert info. Okay, so we have the heading. Okay, this is what will show on like the thumbnails on the lifecycle search, etc. So then we have the summary, which is like the juicy hook. Now I know yours will be a lot better than mine. Okay, and then after that, this is where the full advert description will go. So I know a lot of agents would like to put in like the description of each room, you know, the sizes, and almost like a tour of the house with words. Maybe you'd like to say a little bit about your agency, a little bit about the area. Okay, you've got a full description there to get all that information in. So I'm just going to save some time and do something nice and quick. Okay, so now we have added in all our media, okay, and we've checked all our details. We've got our advert description. We're ready to go. Okay, ourselves as agents are happy to get this property out on the market and start getting in some matches on the lifecycle search and start to receive portal inquiries, etc., etc. But I know sometimes some vendors, they would like to see a preview of the property, how it's going to look, how it's going to be marketed before they give you the final go ahead, just in case they want to make any changes. And we can sort that out. So we can leave the property on hold. Okay, we don't want to make it available. We don't want to start that property matching and things like that yet. And what we can do is we go down to, we're on the overview. We go down to the property publish, and we can see here on the lifecycle search, we can still publish it. Okay, but because it's on hold, it's kind of its own separate entity, a lot like the market appraisals is. It's just its own web page. Only people who have the access to that specific link will be able to see that property. It's not going to match with anybody. Okay, it's not going to show up in anybody's search profile or anything like that. It's just for your eyes only and whoever you want to send the link to. So we will just publish this. Okay, now it's online, but it is still on hold. Okay, so it's not matching out to anybody. It's just the web page has been created and we can see how the property looks. Now, if we want to see the property and how it looks, okay, this little pink box with the arrow, we want to click on that and it takes us to our page, okay, how it's going to look in the lifecycle search. So we can see our pictures, we can see the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the reception, okay. These are our bullet points that we put in, our key features. We've got our description and we've got all our details about the property. Now all you would do is you would just copy and paste the web address, send it over to the vendor, let them take a look, and then you're ready to go. So now let's imagine that he said, yeah, that's brilliant, that's okay, let's get going with that. What we want to do now is we want to get this property available. Okay, we want to get it out there. We want the property matching to start. We want the emails to be going out. We want people to see this property. Okay, we want to try and get viewings. So what we need to do is we need to go up to the property status where we're on hold. We want to change that status and we want to make it available. Okay, click available, change the status. Now our property is available. So that means that the property matching is going to start. That means that the emails are going to go out to our customers who have a search profile which matches this property. So now what I'd like to do is I would like to show you what it's like from the applicant's point of view and how that's going to translate to you in life cycle and how you're going to work with that. So we're going to go to our property website. Okay, we're going to click register. Obviously, when a registration link comes through, this is where they're going to land. I'm going to say we're looking to buy. Okay, and I'm just going to enter in the details really quickly. Okay, so as you can see, we can have more than one person on a search profile too. They would just add a new contact. For this, we're just going to do one. Now it's time for them to start to refine their property search. Okay, so at the minute we have a potential of 47 properties. Now they can choose a location, but it's important to remember that it doesn't have to be a postcode. It can be a train station, it could be a pub, it could be a school, okay, anything like that. So that might be worth keeping that in mind for any contacts who are starting to register and use this. So for example, I'll choose a school and a pub, and we'll start to see how the potential properties will refine. Say we want to be within 5 miles of that. We add. We can also add multiple locations. So I'm going to choose another location now. And let's say we want to be within 5 miles of that too. We click the plus sign. There we go. And we can see that our potential properties has dropped to 26. Now we can also choose a property type. I'll just choose detached and semi-detached. Okay, now we're on 25. Now the only thing that's required is the minimum price and maximum price. Okay, but you can choose no minimum and no maximum. Okay, then if they want to, they can choose the minimum and maximum bedrooms, bathrooms, receptions. Then over on the right we have the questions. Okay, and this works a lot like the market appraisals. They're really good because answers to these questions can trigger journeys. Okay, so maybe they answer the question reason you are looking to buy, and they give the answer upsizing. There could be an audience created for people who answer that question with upsizing, and then that audience can be sent on a journey which gives them hyper targeted marketing about upsizing. Okay, so I'll just answer these quickly. And now I'm going to click register. I'm going to get a message that says I've been registered successfully. There we go. And once I click off that, it's going to take me to the list of properties which match my search profile. And as we can see, we have our property which we just added. Okay. So now it's time to talk about the magic of life cycle and how all this registration and creating the search profiles works for you. Okay, so let's imagine, okay, I've set up my search profile, I'm looking through and I'm looking at this property and I'm thinking, Yeah, wow, this is really nice. I'm going to click on that. Okay, and it's really good. I like it. I could request some details, come through as a lead, but I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm not really willing to commit just yet. I'll have a look. It looks really nice, and I'll leave it for another day. Okay. Now that doesn't matter. That's fine because the magic of life cycle is gonna do its job now. Okay, so we'll go over back to the property profile in life cycle. Okay, let's refresh the page. Now, as we can see, okay, we now have this tab called matched applicants. Okay, so we have 71 contacts, okay, in our system which have a search profile and are matched to this property. Okay, and that's great. We can contact those, see if they want viewings, etc. But all these people, because they have a matched property, they've all been emailed. Okay, they've all received a heads up property alert which says, hey, a new property has been added to the system, added to your suggested properties. Click this link to check it out and find out. Okay, and that takes them to their search profile where they'll see all their properties and they can see the new ones too. And that happens every time a new property is added, for example, this one. Now, what's really good about Lifecycle is we have this tab over here called Potential Viewings. Okay, and what's great about this is once we click on it, we can see that the contact I've just registered, okay, and gone to my search profile and clicked on this specific property, we can see that I have clicked on it. Okay, somebody has actively gone into the search profile and clicked on that property, so they're interested. So you can go through your list of potential viewings on a property, work through those first, get your viewings, because you might just give them a call and they'll be like, yeah, you know what, let's give it a go. And then you can work through your matched applicants. So now let's talk about booking a viewing. Okay, let's say that we give this applicant a call. We say, hey, we've seen that you've clicked on it and we're just wondering if you'd like to book a viewing. And they say, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, now it's time to book our viewing. So we have the contacts here. We click the 3 dots. Remember, 3 dots within life cycle means action. And then we click book a viewing. Okay, we can select the branch, who the appointment's for, choose the appointment date, start date. Okay. Choose whether it's accompanied, unaccompanied, or an online viewing. Duration, any notes. And now we also have these 2 checkboxes at the bottom. Vendor has been confirmed, applicant has been confirmed. Now, they don't send out any emails. Clicking these boxes does not send out any emails. It is simply a visual. Because when somebody pulls up the viewing detail before an appointment and they see that these boxes are checked, they know that somebody has sent out these emails. So once these people have been confirmed, then we check these boxes. Okay, click create. Okay, and now we have our viewing created. So we're going to go over to the viewings tab and we can see our viewing. Okay, so now we want to send out the appointment confirmation. So to do that, we just click the 3 dots again and we click send confirmation. And now it brings up whether we want to send via email, via SMS, and who to. Okay, and before, when we were entering in the property details, if we'd have entered in a tenant there, then it would show vendors, applicants, tenant, and you could also send an SMS or an email to those that tenant. So let's just say we want to send email to all, click send, and we've got our results. That's gone through, that's sent. Okay, so we've sent out our confirmation. Now let's say that we've been on the appointment and now it's time to get the feedback and report it to the vendor. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get our feedback from the applicant. Now it's important to remember that at 8 AM the day after each viewing, Lifecycle automatically sends out an email to applicants with a link to a form in which they would give their feedback, and when it's completed you'd be notified. Sometimes they may not always complete it, so you can send that email again. We click the three dots and we click request feedback. Okay, here's the email, okay, with the link to the feedback. Okay, you can send that again as many times as you want. Now let's say that you've given this applicant a call and they've given you the feedback over the phone, or they gave you the feedback just after the appointment. You can enter in the feedback yourself. So you can click the three dots again, click record feedback, and it brings up the form. Okay, enter in the feedback and click submit. So now we need to report our feedback to the vendor. So to do that, again, three dots, click report feedback, and it just brings up an email template, okay, in which you would enter in the feedback in your own words. And the reason that we do that is because we know some people may not leave very positive feedback. It could be quite negative. We don't want to dishearten our vendors or anything like that, and maybe they could withdraw from the market or something. So we believe that it's better for you to put the feedback in your own words. You just type it here, and then you would click send and send the feedback to the vendor. Okay, we can also send an SMS as a reminder to check the email. Now, I've done everything for the viewing from the property, and you can also do it from the contact. Okay, but I know that some people, well, most agents, you know, you go on a lot of viewings, you've got a lot of feedback to get through, you've got a lot of things to do. Okay, and going into each individual property and going to each individual contact may be a little bit of a nightmare. So if we go to operations, okay, there's two tabs. We have viewings awaiting feedback. So this one is really, really good for going through all your viewings with feedbacks. You can do everything that I've just done from the property from here, from viewing awaiting feedback. We can filter, we can search, okay, if we want to go for one particular property, if we want to look for a particular contact, okay, we can do all that. And it's exactly the same. We can record the feedback, we can request the feedback, and then on ones that require reporting, we can also report the feedback. And also, we can also hide the feedback so that we don't want to deal with it again. Okay. Now we also have the operations and the viewings tab, and this is a list of every viewing. Okay. So we have ones that have feedback reported, we have ones that require feedback, and we can just do the same. We can hide the feedback for those that have been reported. On those that require feedback, we can record and request feedback. And on those that require reporting, we can report feedback. Okay. And this is all viewings. Okay. Now, let's go back to our property. And let's go to our viewing. Okay. So we've reported our feedback, and let's say that this applicant wants to make an offer. They're ready to go. So let's do that. To do that, let's click the three dots and we click record new offer. Okay, we enter in the offer amount. choose whether it's proceedable or not, make a note if you want to, click save. Now when we go over to our offer, we have our offer status of pending. Okay, all the details are in there. Now from here, we can send an email to the applicant and to the vendor or vendors. And because the status of the offer is at pending, the email would be you have received an offer or your offer has been received. Now, depending on the status of this offer, then the email changes. Okay, but you still have to manually send it out. So we're going to accept this offer now. We'll click the three dots and we'll go to the detail of the offer. Just double check the detail, make sure everything's all right, and click decide. Now, we're going to accept the offer. We can make in any notes again. We can mark the property as SSTC, and we can also automatically reject the other offers. Now, what this does is it just changes the status of any offer that comes into lifecycle as rejected. It doesn't send out any emails because we feel like if somebody makes an offer, you know, they're really excited, they're related, and then boom, straight away they get a rejection email just as they've made the offer. It might be a little bit disheartening for a few people. So that'll be up to you to go through your rejected offers and send out that email. So we're going to accept the offer, click save. Okay. And now we see that the offer of our status of our offer is now accepted. So if we click the three dots and click send email to applicant, send email to vendor now, the email would now be congratulations, your offer has been accepted. If we rejected the offer and then we click the three dots and click send email, it would be we regret to inform you your offer has been rejected. Okay. We also have the buyer status stats and the vendor status stats here. So as the milestones begin to be completed, the percentage will start to go up. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at the sales progression. So to do that, we click the three dots and we click detail. Now up on the top we have the vendor's details, the property details, and the buyer's details. If we would like to add in a property chain, sales chain, okay, we just click the three dots on the right here and we click the plus signs of our chain and we enter in the details and click add. Okay, at the bottom, okay, we have our fall through the offer. We can fall through the offer from here. We can also renegotiate the offer from here, and we have our memorandum of sale. So we go through to our memorandum of sale, and here it's very self-explanatory. Enter in the vendor solicitor's details, enter in the purchaser solicitor's details. Okay, any property details, enter them in here. Okay, remember to click save, and then you can send the memorandum of sale out to all, which goes to vendor, purchaser, vendor solicitors and purchaser solicitors. Okay, or we can click the three dots and we can send it to them individually. It might be worth just to click the three dots first, because once it's been sent out, they have a little tick next to their name. Okay, so you might not want to be sending the memorandum of sale twice. Just click the three dots and have a little look. Once we've sent the memorandum of sale, you know, we can go back to our sales progression and we can look at our buyer status and vendor status, and we can start to add in our milestones and add in our dates, and the percentage will increase. Things like the date the memo sale was sent, okay, was the deposit in, contract signed, things like that. Add in those dates. We can add in our predicted exchange date and predicted completion date over on the right, our fee, and any internal notes, we can make them here. Add, and they just roll on to the property here. And we've also got that our offer has been accepted in our internal notes here. Now, as I did with the viewing, I did all the sales progression direct from the property page. Now, if we go to operations again, and then we go to sales progression, here we have a list of all our sales progressions. Okay, so if you've got a busy day in the office working through all your sales progressions, you've got a few sales, a few memo of sales that you need to send out. It's exactly the same with the viewings. We can search by contact, we can search by the property address, we've got filters, work through, click on the detail, it takes you straight through to the sales progression, guys. And there you have it. That is the selling and letting of your property. So we've gone through everything from adding on all the details to the property, adding on our media, booking the viewings, right through to the sales progression. Now, when you're using Lifecycle, it's important to remember that there's always help available. There's a help button located on the right of the screen, and located within this help button, we have all our articles, all our tutorials, and all our videos to help you when you're using Lifecycle. If you're still a little bit stuck, just click the Contact Us button, and a member of the team will be happy to help you as soon as we can. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let's work smarter, not harder. Let's go and get those instructions.